So I'm watching the Ted Bundy documentary on Prime, and it's episode 2, and we're like 13 minutes in. And it shows one of his tactics, how he used to wear bandages and act like he was handicapped just to get women to help him, and then later on he would abduct them.
That man had worn bandages around his arm. He needed help and was approaching girls at a library on campus. And at the library is where I believe she met a man with bandages around his arm. Somebody needs help, you go help them. He knew that one of our vulnerabilities was to be nurturing and helpful and to care. You know, here you have a wounded human being. And for most of us, particularly at that time, wouldn't think of not helping.
And what you have is the founder of the Feminist Karate Union, University of Washington, Py Bateman, I believe that's how you pronounce it. So she was teaching them self-defense because Ted Bundy was doing so much of these killings.
Particularly at that time, wouldn't think of not helping. I was a student at the University of Washington, and I was deeply immersed in the anti-rape movement. I began teaching women in order to defend themselves, to feel more empowered. Somebody looked at me and said, "Hey, you know karate, why don't you teach self-defense?"
You keep saying you've got something for me. Something you call love.
What I tried to do was get women to question the messages that they got as they were growing up.
Last year there were like 20 movies in which they showed women being raped. Sure. But in like Deliverance, where some guy's getting raped, you know, people are shocked. But nobody thinks anything of it. When women are raped in films, it's just the way things are.
Women were afraid to defend themselves because they had grown up learning that if you try to defend yourself, you'll get killed. So there was a big incentive not to fight back, and that your fate lay only in submission.
But it's interesting to me because you actually hear from rapists at that time saying that women should not take self-defense because it's useless. And some are telling that women have fought back and they still killed them.
The best thing to do if you're in a rape situation is submit, submit, submit until it hurts, because it's going to hurt a lot less in the long run.
They have methods of self-defense, they have programs for girls, but the average girl on the street that's hitchhiking says, it couldn't happen to me, so she doesn't take that self-defense course.
Self-defense course wouldn't help her, man. A self-defense course would get her killed is what it'd get. Hey, Jeff, the woman that I was with, Jeff, she fought back and she's dead.
Saying that women shouldn't fight back or they'll be killed, it's more than women are weak. To me, it's like an emotional threat that's thrown over the entire universe of women. Submit to us or we're going to kill you.
But yeah, I do believe that all women should take self-defense because you're being educated in the art of not just fighting, but defending yourself. It breaks it down to a science. And if you practice enough, yes, you will be able to protect yourself. If you don't practice, then it may not be useful to you. But also, there are some dojos who don't teach you common sense. It's like I seen a girl that was like 5'3", and they were teaching them flips, yeah, but she was doing it to guys that were way taller than her. I mean, a guy that was probably 6'7" and looked like he weighed 300 pounds. And it's not possible that someone her size should be trying to do a flip on a guy that size when they should be doing other techniques that is useful to someone as her size.